Alright, greetings and welcome to Farming Simulator 19. This is Felsbrunn, but it's a little bit different than the Felsbrunn that you may be used to seeing in the game. This is a highly edited version put out by this guy who calls himself Psycore. The map is found on ModHoster. If there's any I will provide a link to it in the description below at some point after I'm done here today. The map is fairly, it looks pretty much the same when you look at the map here. It does come pre-built with buildings. In new farmer mode it also comes with equipment. I haven't tried it in the other modes, so I'm not sure what else it comes with. It's actually quite generous though. It starts you with this pickup truck and this John Deere 6 series, which I think is 630 something. It has the 300 horsepower engine in it. Strangely enough, it had the stall front loader, which I got rid of and replaced with the John Deere front loader because it fits better. It doesn't clip through the model the way the stall one does. And this stall, I actually use this for transporting logs. The standard log fork is a piece of junk, and this thing does a much better job of holding on to logs. The sprayer I had to buy, it didn't come with that. Let's see. The silo is a modded silo, multi-silo. It allows you to store all kinds of additional things like straw and hay and grass, which is handy. It came with this front end with this wheel loader and the fork. It also came with these silage pits. There's one over there as well. Came with this subsoiler, I believe that is. It didn't come with a water tanker. I had to buy that myself. The truck and the log trailer I bought, those weren't original to the map. Same thing with the stump grinder. However, the Russell mash header and combine are original equipment, and the corn header here. This tractor I bought because it starts you with 2 tractors. This one I bought the last time I was on here. I also bought this Horsch Pronto seeder because this is like my favorite seeder. It actually starts you with the L16, I think. It started no, not with one of these. I guess it was it started with this one, the Tempo, which I dislike quite a lot. And it also is only used for planting a few things. I don't care for this particular piece of equipment, and so I sold it. And I bought the Horsch. When I decide I want to plant corn or sunflowers, I'm gonna buy this thing because I like this one better. It doesn't have the same working width, but it's also, I just find it more reliable. The Vaderstrad stuff in 19 seems to be a bit twitchy. It also came with this Amazon Condor, which I haven't used yet, and it came with this disc harrow, which I like but haven't used yet either. It came with this this loading wagon and this tedder. There's some space across the road that has been edited in. There's a fuel station here, and it came with this Fendt 1000 and the weight. It also came with this fertilizer spreader, and that that big thing here. This is converted. This is a mod. This is converted from the FS17 Krone Big M 500, which was converted from FS15. This one is, I mean, it's not 100% perfect. It works. It does what you want it to do, and I like it. I like it much better than the one that's the base game, the M450. This one just looks cooler. The wheel hubs aren't right. I've been working on trying to get that fixed myself. I haven't figured it out yet. I have a separate set of I have a separate mod folder where I work on stuff, and so hopefully I'll be able to fix the hubs. It actually has a rear PTO. It just doesn't show here. That's another thing I'm trying to figure out. After that, the map came with this windrower. The big M500 is a bit too large for that shed. I may need to move it somewhere else. Let's see. So we begin owning this field 19, which is currently planted with oats. And then the next field beyond this is 18, which I also own. And 18 is planted with soybeans. I have done one of the things that the guy who edited this map is really into is trees. He's put trees all over the place, which is nice. It gives it a nicer feel. It makes things a little bit more difficult because the workers in 19 seem to flip out a little much easier when it comes to things that might potentially interfere with them. So along this, there were trees like those trees you see there across the street. There were a whole row of them here, and I cut them all out, hauled them all away. I also extended this field about 3 meters longer than it was before. Yeah, you can see the part there on the map where it's dark blue. That was area where there were plants that were there that I plowed in when I extended this field. So on both ends of this I stretched it a bit. There were also trees here I want to get rid of. These trees haven't been too problematic yet, so I'm not gonna get rid of them. I want to buy another field. I do not want to buy a field of cotton though, because I don't want to deal with cotton. So when you begin on this map, you own these lands. This little segment here in front of the shop, this segment across the road from 20. This segment here is, I think, extended a little bit to provide the space for this extension of the yard. 19 and 18. There's other stuff. I guess I should get over here. Almost sold that. I don't want to do that. Okay, so you also get in this part of the in this part of the yard you get a cow barn, and this cow barn is a modded cow barn. I think it supports up to something like 500 cows. I haven't bought any cows yet because I'm not prepared yet to deal with making their food. This slurry spreader with the cultivator attachment is also part of the original equipment. There is a chicken coop here, and this is a modded chicken coop. And it holds something like 200 chickens, but it's much smaller, so it fits in this space better. And I've got eggs building up because I have, I think, probably 60 chickens in there right at the moment. This shed over here and these 2 tipper trailers also came with the map. And then right beyond here, we don't own this part of the map. This is a separate field, and he has placed a sheep farm over here. And I only have 4 sheep. I literally have only bought 4 sheep. So sheep in 19 it's kind of a bitter disappointment for me, because they cut the size of these pallets from 2,000 to 1,000 liters, and the price of wool has been tanked. So the price of wool right now, the highest is 1,300. No, I'm sorry, 1,300 at this place, which is another. This is something else that's been added. This guy's native language is German, so there's a bunch of stuff that's added that I don't know what it is because I don't read German. The spinnery price for wool is $2,000 bucks, but that means that each one of these wool pallets is only $2,000 if I sold them. So $4,000 for these 2 full ones, and that's really hardly even worth it, considering you could get $5,000 to $6,000 on a great demand in 17 with a 2,000 liter pallet. There's another part of the yard that's extended over here. This part of the yard is all edited in. We don't own this land, but we can use it. And the guy has placed these placeable refill points here for liquid fertilizer and lime seeds and solid fertilizer, and over there is herbicide. There's also a gas station here as well. And then on the other side of this, there's a pig farm. There's actually 2 pig farms on this map, and you can go to them and load pigs into them. This is another thing I haven't bothered with because I find pigs really I find that pigs are a ridiculous amount of work for the kind of return that you get, and they require so much stuff. It's just not really worth the effort. On the other hand, though, the horse farm is also moved. It's moved away from the main farm. It's down the road across the street from Field 24, and this is also a modded horse farm, and it only holds 12. So I have the 12 horses, and I've got them loaded up with oats and hay and water, because now I do use the horse helper mod, because this is a lot of horses to deal with by myself, and I figure if I'm a farmer who's running this great big farm, I really kind of would be hiring helpers to do stuff like this. And I think they're in the middle of their cycle. Where are we at with horses? No, I don't have. I have, let's see. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 3, 42 chickens. The horses are all at $22,000 right now, so probably like 4 or 5 more, probably 5 or 6 more days to get them completely trained up, and then sell them all. And what else is there? There's other stuff that the guy has done. I mean, he's put trees like along the margin, trees and bushes, shrubs like this, along the margins of every single field. And it's fine. It does make it look nicer. But you also have to, well, I have been spending time getting rid of them. And I want to buy that field that has the cotton in it I don't want the cotton though, so I might just whack the whole thing and start over. Or I could buy field 26. How much is that? 203,000? How much is 20? 281. 17 is 261. What crops are in those? 20 has got barley in it. 26 has oats in it. I think I'm gonna buy 20. Oh man, so torn. Okay, I'm gonna buy the field. So how much? So there's barley in there. I'm not sure if it needs. Let's see what the status of that ground is. Oh, it's harvested. It needs lime. Oh, we can do that. Let's go lime. Let's go lime ourselves a field. I wonder what's in my fertilizer spreader. I think there's probably fertilizer in there. I'll have to go get lime. Yeah, there's fertilizer in there. So this is the keyboard steer mod, and I use it mainly because you can use it to lock your steering on a certain course, so that it helps you make straight lines. And I'm one of those people who loses his mind if my lines aren't straight. Let's see what's going on in this field. That's too bad. I was kind of thinking I would get to harvest the barley, but that's fine. Barley's not worth very much, so I'll go and unload this thing and fill it with lime, and then I'll lime the field and then we'll plant it with something, who knows what. I'm gonna unload this fertilizer over here somewhere, I think. Boy, there was a lot of fertilizer in there. Okay, let's get our lime. I really need to buy another one of these spreaders. Dedicate one of them to lime and one of them to fertilizer. You can see up there in the upper left corner I have a little thing that shows the vehicle information, what's loaded in it. That's called Vehicle Inspector. It's kind of like the glance mod was in 17. It's not quite as good because, I mean, the glance mod showed slightly different information. There's a pole I just knocked over. Can't remember. There was something I was thinking about the other day about what glance shows versus what a vehicle inspector shows, and there's something that this is missing versus what glance had. I think it was because I think that glance showed. Oh, glance showed. But I remember what glance would show is if you had a vehicle that was on a worker, and the worker finished and stopped. Glance would say that you would get the message that the worker was done with the job, but glance would show that the vehicle was stopped with the engine on, and that would always prompt me to go and deal with it. Guess I won't need to plow this. Oh, and that's that I think is a slurry. I'm not sure if that's a slurry cell point or what that was added there. So you can see down the bottom right corner there above the little speed speedometer display, there's a thing that says 359 degrees. That's keyboard steer, and if I press Control W, 0.0 is the course that the tractor is going to hold. And that way I can just point it in the correct direction. It works for the most part. It does seem to drift a little bit. This is mainly what I used the GPS mod for in 17, was to hold straight lines while I went back and forth across the field. And this works for this for the most part. The guy who made it has got his page on GitHub, and I keep meaning to go over there and leave some feedback about the fact that vehicles still kind of wander a little bit, even though it claims to be holding this course. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Damn, I missed a piece. See, that's why it wandered like 1/10 of a degree going up the field, so it missed that part. I always try to overlap. So I'm going to do this now. Probably going to miss a swath here as well. Oh boy, I misjudged that big time. This is something that kind of annoys me. I think that the lime doesn't spread to the same width as fertilizer, and you use it up much faster than you do fertilizer. I'm gonna run out of line before I finish this whole field. Put in about, I don't know, 2,000 liters of more lime. Should be enough without having a whole lot left over, I hope. $2,500 liters there. We'll have to wait for that dump truck. No, cement mixer. You know, I kind of I kind of like the variety that they've added to the traffic, but the cement mixer's drums don't turn. That always seems to be kind of weird to me. I like how when you put a vehicle on cruise control and you step into a menu and you press escape or whatever, the vehicle keeps going. It doesn't just stop. That kind of threw me when I went back to play Lone Oak Farm for a bit, and I was seeding one of my fields, and I'd put the vehicle on autopilot, and well, I'd put on cruise control, and then I'd hit the escape button to go look at the map or something, and when I came back, the vehicle would be sitting there, and I was like, what the hell's happening? And then I remembered that that was what it did in 17. $533 liters left. I wonder if it's going to be enough to finish this last bit. Oh, most certainly not. I'm going to run out before I even get halfway. Oh, and there's still a little dot there. Damn it. Well, I'll go get like 1,000 more liters and finish this off. Damn it, there's a dot there I've missed somehow. That's weird. The map says that there's a spot right here that needs lime. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to put that out of my mind. I'm gonna need to go refill this with fertilizer so that I can be prepared to, because my soybean field over there and the field of oats are both gonna need to be fertilized. Oh, damn it, I killed another sign. It's the street signs in 19 are like, I swear they're made out of tissue paper. I don't deliberately go out of my way to run them over, but it's just so easy. You get a tiny bit too close to them and poof, they're gone. Okay, fertilizer is all picked back up. Take this thing and go back over to the main yard with it. My frame rate is taking a my frame rate is going into the dumps. I don't know why. It's very odd. probably shouldn't really bother with cleaning this up right now because it's going to get dirty again pretty soon. But I'm a bit OCD this way. Okay, I want to get out my seeder and go seed that field. I love how bright. This is something I was talking about when I was recording my flown on farm video. I mean, look how red this tractor is. I was using this exact same trees. I was using this exact same tractor on 17, and the red is not near as vivid or shiny as this is. Just blows me away. I'm gonna top off my fertilizer and seed in this thing. Cement mixer. I think what I'm going to do is plant canola in that field. Hold on there, car. saw that sign at the last second, and my seeder took it out. I forgot to mention that that green grass field that you see across the street behind me right now, we own that as well, and it's a grass field. And I have mowed it and tedded it twice, so I have just a ton of hay in storage, which mostly goes to my horses. And this thing is really drifting off to the left. The keyboard steer thing it's not handling this field well. I might just put a worker on it and then clean up when it's done, because the worker will have a stroke with all these trees. I think I took that. Okay, I thought I might have taken that turn too wide, but it's alright. I want to put a worker on this, and I'm going to look and see what contracts are available. The hired worker will hold the straight line. I mean, the keyboard steer mod, it's supposed to do that, but it doesn't seem to do very well. And I'm going to probably have to clean up because it was drifting. Or maybe not, it looks like it's getting it all. He's probably gonna stop though before he gets to the edge because of those trees. Oh, no, I guess not. Made a liar of me. Okay, well, while he's doing that, let's take a look and see what contracts are available. A bunch of harvesting stuff that I don't want to do. Cultivating for $960. It's hardly worth it. Where is field 23? Is that one across the street? No. That's way the hell over there. Yeah, I don't really want to do that one. And where is field 11? Field 11 is... oh, it's that one. Yeah, what the heck, let's do that. I'm going to use my own equipment. Where did I leave my vent? I think I left it over here. Yeah, let's take this. And I'll leave the fertilizer spreader, because I'm going to need to fertilize pretty soon. I'm gonna need to fertilize that field pretty soon. And let me get my cultivator out, and then we'll go over to field 11 and knock that out real fast because my cultivator is huge. Is this already harvested? I wonder what this was. Potatoes. Huh. The potato texture in 19 is kind of strange. Used to be you could kind of look at it and tell whether it was harvested or not, but now not so much. There was a really nice cultivator in 17 that I used all the time. It was knocking or cocking or whatever the hell it was. I can't. It was probably German, so I'm not pronouncing it correctly. But it was the all-rounder, and I always liked that one. Oop, that's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Since I have access to like the Big Bud stuff now, because I never did get around to buying the Big Bud pack for 17. And I know that they have the FlexiCoil in here now, but I find the FlexiCoil really unwieldy and really slow. So I missed that cultivator from 17. Yeah, the FlexiCoil I'm not a big fan of. And these modded ones so far are all small, 6 and 4 and 6. This one I don't like either. At least the disc arrows are pretty good. I like that Vatterstrad one, this one here. Cockerling. Yeah, that's the name of the company. Gotta get back out before I need to turn my vehicle around. I do like how I can put a vehicle on cruise control and pop out to the menu and look at stuff and it keeps going. 17 wouldn't do that. Anyway, this thing, the Cockerling, there's a much larger one of these that used to be the main cultivator that I used all the time in 17, and I hope that somebody makes it into 19. I got all these tiny ones. I do like how they essentially gave everybody the DLC packs. I mean the Coon pack and the Big Bud pack and the Ropa pack, all that stuff is in 19 in the base game. Even though they added the Big Buds as mods, but they're still there. I mean, you can get them. You don't have to buy them separately, which is nice. I wonder what they're gonna come out with for DLC for this game, since they got John Deere. Traffic is kind of aggressive. That car was coming right at me. The last time I was on here, I did some contracts, like actually both fields 12 and 13. I weeded both of them, and looks like my worker is about half done over there. I discovered that, and actually I can't claim this myself. I read it in the Farming Simulator subreddit over on Reddit. But when you the way weeds work, when you cultivate a field, it sets the weed status to 0. And there's this bit I missed. Damn. It sets the weed status to 0 basically, and you can actually go in there and spray herbicide on the field immediately before weeds show up, and then they won't show up at all. And I started doing this, and I find it super handy. As soon as I finish planting, I spray herbicide. It's beautiful. Alright, contract on field 11 finished. When I finish a contract for fertilizer or seeding or something like that, I'll stop immediately because I want to get reimbursed for anything I didn't use. For cultivating or plowing, I'll usually just do it to the end because it satisfies my OCD tendencies to clean it all up. How's my worker doing? Pretty good, looks like. Yeah, looks like he's only skipped a little bit down there that I'm going to have to go clean up. Yeah, he only skipped a little around that slurry tank. Okay, I'll put the cultivator away, and then I'll jump back over to my worker. He should be close. He should be really close to being done. Let's see if I can back this thing in here. Okay, I'll leave the Fent in here for now. Look at that. I can see my tractor over there going. Alright. The helper damn near did it all. I'm impressed. I didn't really expect the helper to be able to get the whole field seeded by himself. But he only missed a little bit. And that's good. I'll probably get out here one of these days and it's probably those trees for sure. I'll get out here and rip those trees out. Alright, one nice big field of canola ready to go. And now I'm going to spray it. After I clean up this stuff. I'm sorry if the pressure washer is loud. I noticed that problem on my on my 17 video. And I'm not sure what to do with it about it other than to basically just kind of stay away from the pressure washer itself because it's quite noisy, it seems. And if I turn the game sounds to reduce that, it'll kill everything else too. To wash this thing up and refill it. I'll do that a little bit later. Okay, I want the JD now. So this is something that I really like because, well, when you plant a field like I just did with that horse pronto that fertilizes and seeds at the same time, it puts the texture on the field, you know, is it's kind of darker than it would be if you just seeded it. But so what you do is you plant first, and then you come out and you spray your herbicide, and it changes the texture from the seeded texture to the unseeded texture. I'm sorry, not seeded. It changes it from the fertilized texture to the unfertilized texture. But this is basically prophylactically spraying for weeds, since the horse also cultivates as it plants. That resets the field's weed status to 0, and then when you spray herbicide, weeds won't grow. And when I read that you could do this, I was kind of surprised, and then I tried it and it works. So now every time I plant, I spray herbicide. There'll probably be a contract on field 11 to seed over there since I cultivated it. I wonder. The only downside to this is that you can't put a worker on it, because the worker's like, there's no weeds. So you have to do it manually. Oh, what did I just do? So after I get done spraying this, I'll go see what else I can do. I may just advance time till those other fields over there are ready to fertilize, because I only planted them the other day, so they haven't even reached their first growth stage yet. 480 liters left. I hope I have enough to finish the field. I only bought the sprayer. I didn't buy the tank for it because I haven't needed it until now, but I might need it after this. Okay, that field now is seeded and fertilized, and it's sprayed with herbicide, so weeds will not grow, which is my favorite thing so far about 19. So I'll go refill the sprayer and park this thing. Okay, done with this one. Put this thing away. Or rather, I just park it, I guess. I pretty much have just been leaving this right here. Okay, I need to take the seeder and refill it and then put it away. Anybody watch Toonami on Saturday nights? The anime block that's on Adult Swim. I really love watching this show. I stay up on Saturday night far too late every week watching these. At least I don't really do anything on Sunday. Otherwise it would just be well, it is pretty much a crash day because I usually am up until 3 o'clock in the morning watching anime. And then I'm a wreck until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. I wonder if there's a seeding mission for Field 11. Let's see. Oh, I didn't turn that in. Jeez. I completed that mission and it didn't turn it in. Never got paid for it. I always try to park this thing just far enough back that these line furrow things don't protrude through the wall, because they'll clip right through the wall if you go far enough back. I want to use the Fent for the fertilizer spreading. Gonna have to advance time though to get the stuff to. Well, I could fertilize now, but I just like to. My OCD likes it better if the fields have sprouted before I fertilize for the second time. So let's advance time. See how long it takes for the fields to be ready to do something with. I actually think the soybean field will. Well, I can't remember which one I seeded first. I think I seeded my soybean field first. That'll probably be ready sooner. I wonder what that is across the street. I think that's oats. Is it oats? Yeah, it's oats. Field needs lime. The AI farmers never lime in their own fields, and they never put out contracts for liming either. There we go. Go back to normal time. Really should have narrow tires on this, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to constantly switch. Eventually I'll buy another tractor and I'll put narrow tires on it, and I'll just leave it as my utility tractor for that kind of thing. I don't have crop destruction turned on because it offends me. I try not to go wildly out of reality. I don't use any of those whacked out mods with the 60-foot, working width or whatever, but I figure crop destruction is a bit too much. But these soybeans are the biggest part of my income because they sell pretty well pretty much all the time. And the oats, I keep growing oats because when I first started playing on here, I bought enough horses to fill up the corral, and I had no oats. Well, no, I think the map gave me 5,000 liters of oats from the beginning, and it took me 2 sets of growing cycles to grow enough oats to fill the horses' trough completely. And then, since then, I keep growing oats to put them into my silo, so I'll have them for the next batch of horses. Same thing with the straw. I pick up the straw from the oats and I use that to top off the horses, and then I sell what's left. I think I have probably a good 880,000 liters of straw in storage right now too. Those patches on the edge of the field that aren't getting the fertilizing texture, those patches are already doubly fertilized, because when I extended this field and I plowed in the shrubs and the grass and the stuff that was there, it counted as fertilizer. So it was already fertilized before I even planted on it, except for those little patches that you see there on the edge. But the entire field now should be dark blue when I'm done here. Let's see where we are. Yeah. except for those dots up there. I think those dots, I think those were ones that were fertilized, that weren't fertilized when I seeded before. Maybe I just missed them. We'll see what happens here. Oh, I guess I missed those. Yep, I missed them the first time. And now I will get every single one of them little dots done. Okay, that field is fully fertilized. Let's get 19 done. Oh wow, my canola has sprouted already too. Just planted that. Well, I guess in game time I planted all these things on the same day. Okay, I'm going to let a worker finish those, see what other contracting jobs are out there that we can do. Field 10 is pretty good. 3,700. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and accept that one. Ah, look at that. I'm going to have to clean that up later. Alright, all my fields are done. Okay, get the cultivator out again. Okay, field 10 is north of where I am. Up there, up there behind the other field. Ah, damn it. Jeez. Oh, this stupid cars, my god. This is a big field. This would be a good place for a really big tractor, and like the flexi coil or something. I should have turned the other way. I screwed this one up. gets dark, tracks on the log, game tracks on the bear, listen to time to black and money, go to sleep. Usually I ran out of work to do it, gets dark, tracks on the log, game tracks on the bear, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Usually I ran out of work to do it, gets dark, tracks on the log, game tracks on the bear, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Usually I ran out of work to do it, gets dark, tracks on the log, game tracks on the bear, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Usually I ran out of work to do it, gets dark, tracks on the log, game tracks on the bear, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Stage. Usually I ran out of work to do it, gets dark, tracks on the log, game tracks on the bear, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Stage. Usually I ran out of work to do it, gets dark, tracks on the log, game tracks on the bear, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, gets dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log, have some consequence in there, listen to time to black and money, I go to sleep, ready to. Start stage. Started in shows, no flowers, I ran out of work to do it, see this dark, good though, tracks on the log.
This is like my favorite thing when it goes through the flowering stage. It's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed. This is like my favorite thing. It's the same reason I grow some flowers. When it goes through the flowering stage, it's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed. This is like my favorite thing. It's the same reason I grow some flowers. When it goes through the flowering stage, it's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed. This is like my favorite thing. It's the same reason I grow some flowers. When it goes through the flowering stage, it's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed. This is like my favorite thing. It's the same reason I grow some flowers. When it goes through the flowering stage, it's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed. This is like my favorite thing. It's the same reason I grow some flowers. When it goes through the flowering stage, it's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed. This is like my favorite thing. It's the same reason I grow some flowers. When it goes through the flowering stage, it's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed.
already set to eat.
This is like my favorite thing. It's the same reason I grow some flowers. When it goes through the flowering stage, it's got this nice pretty cute yellow seed.
This is a mod here that already set to eat. See where it says wheat. It actually says wheat. You don't have to just decipher the icon. This is a mod here that already set to eat. See where it says it actually says wheat. You don't have to just decipher anything in plain English. Most of this is bright yellow. This is a mod here that already set to eat. See where it says it actually says wheat because you don't have to decipher anything in plain English. Most of this
to translate psychology live and especially because you look at my shows you cannot see that at all. I dislike to translate psychology live and especially because you look at my shows against that English. You cannot see that at all. I dislike to translate psychology live and especially because you look at my shows against that English. You cannot see that at all. I dislike to translate psychology live and I would kind of like I cannot see that at all. I dislike some games I would kind of like I cannot see that at all. I dislike some games I make it look like other game. I would kind of like I cannot see that at all. I dislike games I make it look like other game. I would kind of like I cannot see that at all. I dislike games I make it look like other game. Just because I so I like it's dumb to say icons just because I see its various attachments so I like it's dumb to see icons just now they foresee its various attachments so I like it's dumb to see though icons just now they foresee its various trees Here's another one that I get to do this is some trees that enjoy because by default the game is another one that I get to do this mod allows you to take these enjoy by default the game is I like to do so many contracts this mod if I can get allows you to take these contracts I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals I like to do so many deals this like this occasion allows you to take these deals
This cedar paint, the driveway,
there's no point. So, because you see that, you see that up there next to the wheel where you're seeing your drive, finish, it won't work, there's no point. So, because you see that, you see that up there next to the wheel where you're seeing your drive, finish, it won't work, there's no point. So, because you see that, you see that up there next to the wheel where you're seeing your drive, finish, it won't work, there's no point. So, because you see that, you see that up there next to the wheel where you're seeing your drive, finish, it won't work, there's no point. So, because you see this cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is traffic. I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is traffic. I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is traffic. I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is traffic. I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is traffic. I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is traffic. I imagine that what I should be doing is putting it sideways on low loader and taking it up. This cedar is so wide that taking it on the road is traffic. It's stuck with terrible pilot-induced oscillations sometimes away for a second. I think that's going to happen. This terrible is wide that taking it on the road is traffic. It's stuck with terrible pilot-induced oscillations sometimes away for a second. I rarely do anything up here. This terrible system off drive to get all stuck with terrible here all the way up this pilot-induced oscillations sometimes away for a second. I rarely do anything up here. This terrible system off drive to get all stuck trees here cut down with this pilot-induced oscillations sometimes away for a second. I rarely do anything up here. This terrible system off drive to get all stuck trees here cut down with this pilot-induced oscillations down to the lower part of the map. Actually, you don't have to drive. I think everybody understands that it's a pain in the butt to drive all the way the heck up here down to the lower part of the map. Actually, truckload along the drive. So I think everybody understands that it's a pain in the butt to drive all the way the heck up here down to the lower part of the map. I personally don't always a lot of this drive. So I think everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. When I cut down here, I personally away. A lot of this drive. So I think everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. When I cut down here, I personally away. A lot of this drive. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. When I cut down here, I personally away. A lot of this drive. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. When I cut down here, I personally feel like a lot of the issue. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. There's trees on this system. There's trees on this highway. That issue. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. There's trees on this system. There's trees on this highway. That issue. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. There's trees on this system. There's trees on this highway. That issue. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. There's trees on this system. There's trees on this highway. That issue. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. Trees on like two elevated that issue. My cedar felt like everybody understands that Harvard trees just drive all the way the heck up here. Trees on like two Pretty out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is. I love all the beautiful flowers that fill my life. I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out. Pretty that is.
Worker G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing HC is been better than G is close to done, it looks like.
I knew that the worker would have to definitely rip the trees out.
H and C are doing
C's been working. G is all is done. Yeah, I knew that this would work. We're going to finish this field. Drive out. H and C are going to be H, C's been working. G is all is done. Yeah, I knew that this would work. We're going to finish this field. Drive out. H and C are going to be H, C's been working. G is all is done. Yeah, I knew that this would work. We're going to finish this field. Drive out. H and C are going to be H, C's been working. G is all is the guy who's seeding sunflowers is almost out. We're going to finish this field. 22. Drive out. There we go. Finished. C are going to be oh no, that was 25. Finished. G is all is the guy who's seeding sunflowers is almost out. We're going to finish this field. 22. Drive out. That's not too soon. There we go. Finish. This field is almost done. Oh no, that was 25. Finished. G is all is the guy who's seeding sunflowers is almost out. We're going to finish this field. 22. Drive out. That's not too soon. Finish. This field is almost done. Oh no, that was 25. Finished. G is all is the guy who's seeding sunflowers is the guy who's seeding barley. 22. It's down to 32%. Just feels the guy who's seeding wheat is 87%. The guy who's seeding sunflowers is the guy who's seeding barley. It's down to 32%. Just feels the guy who's seeding wheat is 87%. The guy who's seeding sunflowers is the guy who's seeding barley. 86%. Down to 32%. Just feels the guy who's seeding wheat is 87%. The guy who's seeding sunflowers is the guy who's seeding barley. 86% down to 32%. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. The guy who's seeding sunflowers is the guy who's seeding barley. 86% down to 32%. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. The guy who's seeding sunflowers is the guy who's seeding barley. 10% down to 32%. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. The guy who's seeding sunflowers is the guy who's seeding barley. Feel the light reflect on the entertainment. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. Because it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is seeding right now. Feel the light reflect on the entertainment. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. Because it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is seeding right now. Feel the light reflect on the entertainment. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. Because it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is seeding right now. Feel the light reflect on the entertainment. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. Because it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is seeding right now. The light spraying till the entertainment. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. Because it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is seeding right now. The light spraying till the entertainment. The guy who's seeding wheat is 80%. Because it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. The sun is seeding right now. The light spraying till the entertainment. Monster tank. Eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. Monster tank. Eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. Monster tank. Eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. Monster tank. Eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. This is the field like activated. Monster tank. Looks like eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. This is the field like activated. Monster tank. Looks like eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. This is the field like activated. Monster tank. Looks like eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. This is the field like activated. Monster tank. Looks like eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. This is the field like activated. Monster tank. Looks like eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. This is the field like activated. Monster tank. Looks like eventuality leaders. Blessing of the monster reach too. The light spraying till the entertainment. This is the field like activated. Monster tank. looks like 8,000 liters. Plus the tails still reach to the tails. This is the fuel that's activated. Looks like 8,000 liters. Plus the tails still reach to the tails. This is the fuel that's activated. Looks like 8,000 liters. Plus the tails still reach to the tails. This is the fuel that's activated. Looks like 8,000 liters. Plus the tails still reach to the tails. This is the fuel that's activated. Looks like 8,000 liters. Plus the tails still reach to the tails. This is the fuel that's activated. Looks like 8,000 liters. Plus the tails still reach to the tails. This is the fuel that's activated. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, if I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down these trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. If I owned it, sure as hell I would plant potato. If I owned this field, I would definitely get out here and cut down potato trees. Looks like 8,000 liters. Great big field. Plus the tails. There's actually change the lens, touch your shaft. You see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in your size tractors, I think. 11 miles an hour, median cedar. Change the lens, touch your shaft. You see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in your size tractors, I think. 11 miles an hour, median cedar. Change the lens, touch your shaft. You see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in your size tractors, I think. 11 miles an hour, median cedar. Change the lens, touch your shaft. You see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in your size tractors, I think. 11 miles an hour, median cedar. Change the lens, touch your shaft. You see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. You see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. They're big, they put in the contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. There's an odd that shows you the percentage of the given contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Back and change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. There's an odd that shows you the percentage second given contract of 6 miles an hour, median cedar. Back and change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. There's an odd that shows you the percentage second given contract tell this once the back and change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. There's an odd that shows you the percentage second given contract tell this once the back and change as long as he gets it done. Yeah, he should see pretty key size of the plate. There's an odd that shows you the percentage second given contract tell this once after spending time as long as he gets it done. Seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this once the contract you get after spending time as seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this once the contract you get after spending time as seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, and after spending a second you buy this wife tell this the contract you get after spending time seeding and fertilizer fields, the other ones have they're not actually they're all taking much of that. The other three actually they're not actually